Hey, what's up guys, this is TonTon here, welcome back to my channel. So, back from when Hasbro announced this figure as the next masterpiece movie, I must say that I set my bar up really high since this is an unique opportunity to see if Hasbro or Takara are the great Transformer designers like they have claimed. So this is a one-of-the-kind situation. We got the LS13 from the Black Mamba, we have the M09 from Weijing, and then we have the Toy World's TWF09. All of these figures, and they don't satisfy me as the definitive masterpiece Optimus Prime. And so here we have this guy. So the first time we saw this guy on the internet as some promotion image, my reaction was like, really? Because like he was really ugly in the promotion pics, you know? And until I received this guy, and now I'm totally sold to him as the definitive masterpiece movie Optimus Prime figures from the movie Bumblebee. So what has changed? Let's find out in this video. Here we go. This is the review of the MPM number 12 Optimus Prime. So here we have the Optimus, and the first thing I gotta say about him is that this figure feels really solid. No more loose joint, no more overcomplicated joints, no more untapped in chest like the Toy Worlds. I'm gonna check this guy, and all that is moving is the waist, and that is like a really solid. I mean, I love the feeling of like how solid he is, and that is really fun to play with. And overall, I enjoy this guy as a figures, as an overall. The only downside I find for this guy would be that the lack of die-cast metal. So up to now, I have only been able to point out 2 points of die-cast, but in this mod, they're all hidden away. So for this, see, I'm gonna point in. See this part over here. This is a die-cast piece right here, and you got one for each of the legs. And then you got the matrix of leadership, normally hidden inside the chest. And to open it, first you're gonna pull out this window TDs of him, and there we go. You got the matrix of leadership, and I guess you can count this screw-S metal part. And here we have, this is a really nice die-cast matrix of leadership. This got painted in gold and some metallic blue colors, and this is hollow, so it can be plugged back in. And this is much nicer than the MPM 4 versions. But with overall die-cast amount, I would say that, yeah, this is one point that Hasbro and Takara haven't done a really great job on. I wish this guy has more die-cast, you know, so I don't know, so like something in the feet, or in the thighs, or in the bicep or something. That would be much more better than only having this hidden die-cast piece away. So for proportion wise, I think this guy looks fantastic. I love the proportion of the body, because here's the thing, this is an original design from Takara and Hasbro, so that they have the original 3D models and everything. So for the M09 or the LS13, they are upscaling from the Studio series, so at some point there will be something wrong. And the obvious problem with the Toy World version is that the legs is somewhat too long. But with this guy here, I enjoy his proportion. This classic Transformer, yet somewhat look like biomechanic aliens looking. And just look at the leg of him, like minimum pointy out details. All you got is like a really slick humanoid leg. So to compare this, I'm gonna bring in the MPM number 4. So this is a two designer Optimus right here. So clearly they are both went for the realistic mechanical looks. In my opinion, if you look at MPM number 4, the Michael Bay Optimus design, he still got somewhat of a ties pointing out, weird feet, 2 fingers, 2 toes feet, and somewhat some smokestack as a main body part. But for the MPM number 12 here, which is the closer to G1 design, it feels like biomechanic or somewhat. He's actually an alien rather than something, you know, just a robot. That is the feeling. And also about the colors, this is a 2-color scheme right here. And yeah, I must say that I dig the Michael Bay colors, but looking at this Optimus, the MPM 12, I am absolutely sold. Colors really nice. You got some grid shading on the thighs, the blue looks spot on, and you know, the overall just make him look stronger. But for the details pointing out here, I guess MP4 still got a point. Especially look at the head section. These two guys share the same head, like on the size comparing, they have the same size. The thing with MPM 4 is that he got a bright silver face plate with some blue highlights on it. But where the MPM 12 problem is that this is purely gray, the dark gray, and then the eye is not painted, it is light pipe. There's a light piping under behind. I will show you that to you in a minute. So as a result, it kind of make the head looks small and out of proportion with the body. I would wish that there would be some third parties that making another head which has a, you know, slightly bigger head and a moving up jaws, you know, brighten up that faceplate. That would look great. So in this mode here, you can clearly see the pins are on the arms, the chest section, some on the body, and if you turn it around, this whole delicious mechanical details over here, and the middle one, the biggest one, got painted, and just look how filled up that leg is. That is just beautiful. To be honest with you, the paint is shown more in TOT the alternate mode than this mode, so I'm gonna save that until then. And now let's get to the specific details of the body. So first up we have the head, and like I said, this is a in proportion head, but they decide to make the faceplate a darker color. So yeah, and he got a light pipe, which I'm gonna try to bring in. There we go. And now, yeah, the face is not that bad anymore with the light on. But yeah, it's a shame. I still wish this got painted. It would be better that way. And one thing that I'm happy with this guy is that his rabbit ears or cat ear is made from rubber this time. You know, to avoid breaking. That is really great. And I'm gonna flip it around so you see all this beautiful sculpted in mechanical details, and they are all weathered. So you got some. This is the main color is dark gray, but then they managed to have some scratch on it, so that is really nice here. You know about the matrix chamber and the torso. So this is the matrix chamber. This is the matrix chamber. A lot of details inside, and that is just straight up brilliant. I enjoy this. And even when you pull this out, you see that you got this beautiful blue pint. Yeah, this, you know, you can assume that they are somewhat of an energon core or something. That is really nice. The matrix fit in nicely. And one more notice, you know, like when you open the chest, you gotta pull this like that to open. But then to fully open the chest, then you have to close them again. So yeah, just so you know that. And moving down to the torso, this is some brilliant mechanical details right here. You got a lot of wires and everything, and you got some abs section. This is made from the Dark of the Moon version Optimus, and you got some highlight here, and that would be it. Now let's get to the arms of him. So here we have the arm section, and what can I say, but like this is the most disturbing part of this figure. I'll show you in a minute. So first is the shoulders. The shoulder got the most amount of paints in this mode. You got all this really beautiful white lines, and you got some smokestack, which is rubber, by the way. The smokestack is also rubbers, so they don't get break, and they are painted in the bright silver paint. And apart from that, yeah, the bicep is basically a piece of mechanical plastic, which is really nice, and it is really tight though. And so here we got to the arm itself. So the hand is blue, just like the original cartoon, and you got some open and closed hinge. But the disturbing part of this is this is all the joints you get. So this is all happening to fit the weapon onto the hands, and they're not thinking like, yeah, maybe we should, I don't know, like get a joint so we can point these figures like the MPM number 4. So this is one point that I really don't like about him. Apart from that, I'd look at the other section of the arms. You got all this really nice, beautiful molded mechanicals details. This is like MPM 4 having sex with MPM 4, and then this is the babies of them. That is brilliant. Just straight up brilliant. And so here we got to the worst part of this figure, which is the underneath of the hands. So all the size is still good, but if you turn him around, okay, this is not an excuse for a masterpiece figure. This is not an excuse. Why don't they, you know, I don't know, like learn something from the iOS 13, you know, like moves all those junk onto the shoulders, so the arms would actually look thin and strong. Why they have to insist on doing this? That is horrible. No, I'm not selling to this. This is horrible. And moving down to the waist. So first up, here we have all the skirt. They can move out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is like a lot of amount of skirt articulation. And so down to the thighs. And this skirt here are all painted in silver. They are really nice color. I'm happy that they paid this, because for the abs section and the thigh section, they use the same dark gray material. So for the waist, the way they paint as a bright silver for highlight really does highlight the figures. So this aspect I really like. And then we got the thighs, as again, a lot of details, and you got a lot of weathering down there to mimic the destruction and the deadly the Cybertronian warfare. And moving down to the legs, and this is the same legs we have seen on a lot of figures, but I must say I'm surprised how the wheels of the alternate mode is like fit in like this. That is really tight. That is really beautiful. And the feet as well. This is the feet that should have on the Studio series, but no, they decided to fuck with us and give us some other feet, which is terrible. I just wish that they went with this direction since the beginning of the studio series. From the robot mode here, you can find some details of the alternate mode. And one more thing I want to point out is the feet. If you look at the size of the feet, you will see some weathering effect as well. That is really classy and really nice. I absolutely enjoy that. And if I must say that what is the tastiest details on this figure, that must be the weathering on the feet. I absolutely enjoy that. So I think that is enough talking about the body, and now let's get to some size comparison. Here we have him next to MPM 4, and this bashing my prediction about his size because he's on the same height as MPM 4, but on the same time he is the exact same size with this MPM Bumblebee to MPM 7, and I must say that the size look great. I wish I could say the same about the quality of the figures, because to me MPM 7 is still trash, and I would prefer having this guy standing next to my TCO2, which is I'm gonna do in the next video. So yeah, that is the size. Let's talk about accessories. So accessories, why he only came with his ion cannons. Yeah. So this is the ion cannons that we have seen countless times, and this version can be folded in. Got some really nice molded details, and it can be held on both of the arms. So to attach it, you would need to get his hand into a very specific position, because otherwise the fingers will get into the way. So have it something like this, and put the gun in, and then close it like that, something like that. Yeah. And somehow my copy is the wrist of the right arm is somehow kind of loose, so it cannot, yeah, it doesn't affect, but it is kind of loose, and I hope this situation won't be repeating with any other copies. And he just look great holding his ion cannon, and he can attach it. He can store it on this robot mode, like by putting into his ass. So you see this tab over here and this slots over here. There we go. And you can choose to hold him like hold it like fully extended, or you can choose to store it, fold it in. So just fold it in like this, and you can also restore. It depends on you though. Me personally, I wish that he would have come with an axe or something. And now with all that, let's come to some articulation. So we begin the articulation with the head. He can look up and down, and it's on the ball joint, so it can fully rotate. So for the arms, it can move out like that. So this is one point that I feel that they learned from the BMBLS 03. So this is the whole armor section of the shoulder is spring loaded, so that when you raise the arms, they will raise it with the arm itself. So yeah, it creates, you know, a natural feelings, and I enjoy this mechanism. I really enjoy this. To me, this is great. This is better than the MPM 4 shoulder armors. My god for that. So back to the articulation. So this is on the butterfly joint, so it can move in and out like that, and it can do a full rotation. So this you got a bicep swivel, really tight bicep swivel, and you got a ratchet elbow band. Oh my god, just listen to that sound. That is so satisfying. This guy has ratchet joint all over the place. Okay, then we got the wrist articulation, can be rotate and slightly moving around. And you know about the fingers articulation. So 3 is attached, a thumb and an index finger, but all molded in a 90 degrees angle. So it's kind of disappointing. For the waist, unfortunately we have no up crunch here, but you get a really clean waist swivel. The skirt is moving like I have shown you before. So this is the kick to the front. This is a kick to the back. Really nice. You got a beautiful split. You got a thigh swivel. This is the bend of the knee. And you got a slightly toe bend downwards, like so the feet can move. You got a toe bend. And you got a really decent pivot. I mean, like, articulation wise, this is kind of disappointing to me. I would wish that he got a moving toe or something, because that in the transformation of him, this feet stay the same. So why not? And I would wish that he get a double jointed knee. That would be better. But we got what we got, and to me this is decent enough to be called a masterpiece. And he is able to pull out some poses, so yeah, that's fine. And now to the part transformation. So let's begin. Finishing transformation Optimus, I must say that this MPM transformation is great in my opinion. Not over complicated nor having too many little panels and that doesn't want to snap in together. I find this transformation as solid as the previous MPM, which is Ratchet, and I think that this is the direction that they should have gone with since the beginning, instead of having some figures somewhat to be over complicated transformation. I enjoy this transform, and now let's get to some details from this mode. So here we have the classic Optimus Prime G1 truck mode, and except for the Hello Kitty's bow behind, then this is an okay truck aspect to be. That is until you look at the truck pad. Yeah, I mean, like, why? I understand that this is the simplified versions of the classic G1 and probably copy from the Earthrise figures, but this is a masterpiece. Why are we having this huge gaps here? And on that is basically all the thing that you have seen with the leg. You got the bottom of the feet and then the leg armor, and at this here you got the diecast piece turning out as the tank. And yeah, you cannot open the doors of the car, that is fixed. That is the arms as I recall it. This here is pretty much, I feel like this is the Earthrise figures upscaling and calling this guy masterpiece after transforming. But yeah, he's still a good figure though. So if you turn around, you see that a lot of the area is now painted. A lot of white over here. And the Autobot logos. And you got some really nice weathering here. And this is the thing that I have mentioned before. Yeah, you see, this is the back piece, the back section of the robot board here, and I can already see some paint got tripped because of the transformation. I mean, why? This is basically the same nightmare as MP44. And from this angle here, you can see the chest and the matrix chamber, and yeah, that could be it for the cars. And now I'm gonna bring in our old friend, the MPM number 4. So yeah, this is two of them next to one another, and yeah, the scaling is the same. The scale is the same, but this is like two different kind of truck. And since that, Prime's movie versions of Michael Bay is slightly, no, I mean like really longer than the Travis Knight versions. I guess this is the difference of the two cars. And since this, the Prime's version is used for huge container instead of just like, you know, normal container, I guess. And also you can store the guns in this mode. You see there's this tab over here. Just plug that in like that. Just plug it in like this. Oh. It's plugged on 2 tabs, so it's quite secure. And at this point, I have to ask myself again, what the? I mean, like, why? You can think, you know, they can copy the studio series and, you know, put the gun somewhere over here to fill out that gap. I would be happy with it. Please look at that huge gap. It's such an eyesore to me. Why? This is a masterpiece figure. Why? And so that sums up my Transformer Masterpiece movie number 12, Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee live action. What do you think of him? Will you be getting him? Tell me in the comment section. And also like and share, subscribe if you are new, and follow me on Instagram. That is where most of my updates will be. So yeah, see you next time. TonTon out.